In his letters, St. Paul would always say, I pass on to you what I first received. That's sort of a sentiment that I feel like I carry with me now that I'm a priest serving in youth ministry. And I can say without any sense of drama or exaggeration that I would not be here today if it wasn't for youth ministry. Like, I would not be Catholic if my youth group in high school did not exist.
I don't think my life would be the same without it. I know I completely changed. My relationship with the Lord has totally changed by just coming and being a part of this parish, this ministry.
These people have the same mindset as me. These people care. We're all looking for the same thing. We all have the same goal.
Relationships that are rooted in something tend to be stronger than relationships that are just for relationships of convenience.
Within youth ministry, you can be 100% yourself. You don't have to be like this perfect image of, I don't know, the girl you saw on the cover of a magazine in Target. Like, you get to be absolutely anything you want to be, and that's perfectly okay. We're going to accept you. You're going to walk in and people are going to match your energy no matter what that is.
Teenage years can be really difficult for people, and I think that all of us, as we look back, there's at least one period of time that we see where we were really in need. Having these adults in place to love these teenagers and to introduce them to the Lord who is drawing on their hearts and inviting them to relationship, that's irreplaceable. I'm a big fan of a mentorship model which follows like this. It's teach, show, try, do. And so we try to implement that here. So teach, I think that's something that is very prevalent in the lives of teenagers through their schools and everything like that. But we do teach. We talk about who Jesus is. We talk about his church. Show, I think this is the great gift of youth ministry in general. We get to live the life that we're trying to teach, and we get to show it and sort of model a life of prayer and sacraments, and to invite them to do the same. Luke 18 is my favorite thing because it comes in at that stage of formation, try, where we get to give them the opportunity to try to do what we do, knowing that there is a safety net ready to catch them. Knowing that we're there with them, accompanying them, walking with them, discipling them every step of the way, and that we're not giving up on them, that we're with them to the end. Giving them the opportunity to try, and yes, even the opportunity to fail. And then finally, do. Probably one of my second or third favorite events that we do here at St. Joseph is our senior send-off. I love that night because we get to send out our senior class to go into their colleges, into their jobs, into whatever they're doing, out into the world to be salt and light, to enrich and to nourish what is good and to put to death that which is bad. We send them out, commissioning them to share in the mission that we have received first from Christ, carried down through his apostles in the church.
I was raised Catholic, and I'm very grateful for my parents and giving me a Catholic education, but like many of us, we kind of go through a phase where we rebel. And it was right in the middle of that phase in my life where I agreed to go on a confirmation retreat in my 8th grade year, and it changed everything. And yes, I did go back because I thought the girl was cute. It didn't work out, obviously, but that's okay. Went for the girl, stayed for Jesus. But I don't mean to, that's as funny as it is, like in a very real way, that retreat, I'll never forget that weekend. It was April 17th, 2009, it was the weekend of Divine Mercy. And we had adoration Saturday night, and that was the first time that I felt like I had a real encounter with the heart of Jesus Christ. That word encounter is a really big word in the church right now, and I think it's really important that we understand what that means. That yes, we can know about Christ, but Christ isn't just an idea, he's a person that leaves us speechless. He's a person that amazes, he's a person that changes lives, and he changed my life as an 8th grader. And going throughout youth ministry in my high school career just solidified my faith and my confidence that I am loved and that I am desired and that I am wanted and that I have a place in this world.
And I can honestly say that this has been one of the greatest surprises of my life. St. Joseph, to me, has been one of the greatest graces that I've ever received, and each and every single one of these teens has become part of my family. You know, sometimes the teens will joke that maybe I care a bit too much, and I think that that's probably fair. I love these teens very, very much.
Something that I find great comfort in is that in the best and worst ways, a lot of the teens won't remember one singular small group or like one singular talk that we give. It's more so like the environment. Whatever the quote is, I think it's Maya Angelou that says like, people won't remember what you did, they won't remember what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel.
Being a core member has been one of the biggest blessings in my life. It's one of those things I can look back over these years and say, yeah, I knew the Lord was calling me to that. I knew that's where your hand was.
He
is always going to be present. So even if it's not like this insane experience and adoration, or this one talk really speaks to you, there's always going to be something where you're like, wow. And that was me for both fall retreats.
But we're human, we're a little fickle. Our faith isn't as strong as his. However, I choose to come on like a Sunday where I'm just exhausted, because I know that youth group ultimately rejuvenates me, because the Lord is the one who rejuvenates me. And that's what's so special about youth ministry, is that I have been evangelized to, and I have been exposed to the heart of Jesus Christ.
I want to keep experiencing that leadership so that one day I can pour out that leadership into like my future and like be that leader that I admire so much in like the core team and the other teams that surround me in youth ministry.
I can say without youth ministry that my relationship with God would be bare bones. And I'm very grateful and very blessed to have been invited into the SJYM community and be able to invite others as well.
And so I'm so grateful for the opportunity to invite our teens into these opportunities to grow and to share their faith with the world around them, to truly be the light of Christ in a pretty dark world.
On the night before he died at the Last Supper, Jesus shares the Last Supper with his disciples. And John paints this really beautiful scene. In chapter 17, verse 24, he looks at his apostles who are gathered around him and he says, "Father, they are your gift to me." And what I learned in youth ministry was that I was a gift. It was a truth that I didn't really believe all the time. And the way I look at my service here as a priest serving in youth ministry is I kind of want to pay it forward. And to know that whenever I'm here, whenever I'm on campus and with these teens, I look around and I can feel that sentiment in my heart, like, Father, they're your gift to me. But the beautiful thing about youth ministry is that's not just supposed to be a sentiment I keep to myself. That is something I need to give voice to. So I want to look in the eyes of these kids and say, you are a gift, and the Father delights in you.